All right, welcome to Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, Monte the Pharaoh. And at the board's our new producer.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I keep trying to think, but nothing happens.
No video, no timer,
Don't start with me.
no nothing.
By the way, hi. This is Monty, and I'm the Pharaoh. How you
There
doing?
you go.
You know?
How's it?
Could you imagine if you just walked into somebody's house without knocking first?
Right, it's like
It's just like, what's
still frame.
Where did you come from?
Still frame.
And they're going to talk to us about wrestling? Who are these weirdos?
That's right.
Go
You
back
lose the
outside.
juice, the exciting beginning
let
video,
you
you
in?
get pumped. You know,
Yeah.
imagine watching a television show.
Yeah.
And you turn on Channel 7, and it says The Wonder Years.
Right.
And all of a sudden it goes, and the little kid walks into a house. Hey, Dad.
Or even better yet, what would you do? What?
Yes.
Where's the rest of it?
That's right.
What the fuck? Do you smell what the rock is What?
Unbelievable.
Ugh. Anyway, how are you? Doing good, huh?
It's good until
Yeah, you're
9 o'clock today.
Holy burial, Batman. Go on.
Anyway, we want to,
Yeah, what do you got?
Matt's last show was last week, and Jeff's
Yeah.
at the board. He's our new producer. Jeff, you got your microphone? You found it?
He's like, yeah, you hear him.
Yeah,
off in the
I got
distance.
it.
He's like,
So welcome to Long Island's #1 pro wrestler broadcast. Jeff, you want to say hello to the fans out there to get to know you?
No, I don't.
why? What are you shy all of a sudden? You? Come on, Jeff. Say hello to everybody. They're going to get used to us doing a Don Rickles with you. So let's go. Say hi.
The following broadcast is a practice.
Is kind of brought to you by. I mean, what are we
Yeah.
talking here?
All I know is, I don't know.
And instantly, our viewership went down from 100 to 3. So we're doing well. It's good jump off start.
Oh my God.
Think we'll get because we got Tito, Santana, and Valentine in studio.
Yeah.
Do you think we'll get through all these glitches before that?
I'm afraid Greg's going to go over
And then
there.
you got Coco Beware,
That's
you got
not-
Tommy Rich, you got the Conquistadors,
Yeah.
and Jesse Ventura
Right.
on the 6th.
Right.
Think we'll get through these glitches?
Well, as long as we don't see Valentine walking over there like, that's not the knob, this is. You know what I'm saying? We might be all right.
Let me give you a little shout out. Luce, how are you, brother? Good to see you. Phil, good to see you. 802, my man, what's happening? Maria,
Hello.
The beautiful Maria.
One and all.
Matthew Holland, how are you, my friend? Thank you for joining us. Don the Barber, always glad to see you. Who else is in the house? Roy, how are you? Chris Stevens is at the Judas Priest concert, but he wanted to
Nice.
check in and say he'll catch us on the replay.
Nice.
I hope Priest plays.
What?
I just had a brain freeze. What's
What?
my favorite song? My favorite Priest
I
song?
don't know. Well, we
Heading
love,
out to the highway.
We love
man.
heading out to the highway.
Heading out to the highway. And Hot Rocket.
Yeah, but is KK even there? They've been like playing games with the guitarist. I don't even know if he's there or not.
I guess.
I don't know, man.
Ron Little, how are you, bro? You didn't send me any pictures with your shirt on, man. I asked you to
With
send
your
that to
shirt,
me.
well, at least you wanted it with the shirt on.
No, we sent them a shirt,
Oh, okay. Keep it clean.
and I want them to
Family
take
show.
a picture. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah,
And
that,
say,
that
hey,
works.
I'm doing Long Island's #1 pro wrestling
Yeah.
broadcast.
Yeah.
All right, Farrell.
Yeah.
Director says there were signs of Bruce Willis declining for years before his recent reveal.
Hold on. What's his recent reveal?
I'm going to read that to
Oh,
you,
okay,
sir.
good. Go on.
Director who has worked with Bruce Willis recently is speaking about witnessing the actor's congenitive cognitive decline. In an interview with the Los Angeles Times, Mike Burns revealed that he had to shorten Bruce's dialogue by 5 pages in one film.
Okay.
The task felt Herculean to him.
Okay.
So I hope I say this right, and Jeff, you could correct me. He has aphasia.
Aphasia?
Aphasia.
What's that?
Aphasia's.
I don't know.
I'm glad you asked, Farrell.
Boy, I play right into this, don't I? What is
Aphasia
this?
is a disorder that results
Okay.
from damage to portions of the brain that are responsible for language.
Wow.
For most people, these areas are on the left side of the brain. Aphasia usually occurs suddenly, often following a stroke or a head injury, but may also develop slowly.
Right.
As a result of the brain tumor or progressive neurological disease.
Okay.
The disorder impairs the expression and understanding of language as well as reading and writing. Aphasia co-occur with speech disorders such as dysphagia and asphyxia of speech, which also results in brain damage. Do you have another question for me, Pharaoh?
What can? How do you acquire this?
Good question, Pharaoh.
thing.
Well done. I can answer that for
Boy,
you.
I'm on it, man.
You are.
I am asking the right things. Go ahead.
Most people have aphasia are middle-aged or older, but anyone
crap.
can acquire.
Middle age or older, we're done.
Anyone can acquire
I
it.
thought you've been talking.
Hey, Jeff, do you have aphasia?
Why?
The video you put up did.
I'm laughing like Muttley. What the hell's going on here?
I'm going home.
Yeah, he's
guys.
gonna go home.
He's gonna leave us.
He's gonna leave us. We'll be like, good night. Hey, walk over and turn that thing off, you knucklehead.
All right, so most people who
my
have aphasia
God.
are middle-aged or older, but
Right.
anyone can acquire it, including to young children. But what are the causes of it? Aphasia
I
is
was
caused.
supposed to ask that.
Oh, what are the causes of it?
Yeah, what are the causes of aphasia, Mike?
Oh, well, thank you for asking me, Pharaoh. Aphasia is caused by damage of one or more language areas of the brain. Most often cause a brain injury or stroke. Didn't we just say that?
Yeah, it already said that.
Why would we say it again? Anyway,
Severe blows to the head, brain tumors, gunshot wounds, brain infections, progressive
Wait a minute.
neurological
So what are they trying to explain?
disorders.
A gunshot wound to your head through your brain can cause aphasia?
Dude, I think that usually causes death. What are we talking about here?
And don't
Unless you're a
forget-
lousy shot.
And don't forget, there's always
man.
producing the Monte and the Pharaoh show is also causing aphasia.
Listen, you're very into the very early stages of developing this disorder, so you just be patient and stand by. It'll slowly develop over time.
Oh, my
But
God.
you know that full head of hair Jeff's got that I rave about?
Wait, I got
I don't know how long he's going to have it, bro.
People weighing
What?
in. Hold on.
Okay.
We got Matthew Holland saying Bruce Willis, 24/7 champion. Not bad.
Okay.
The Almighty One says, unfortunately, Roman Reigns does not move the noodle,
Does not move the noodle?
but he moves the needle, all
Yeah,
right?
he moves the needle. Yeah.
No, they should just autocorrected. How could you be in Roman? We'll get to you, man. I'm not even getting. That's later on in the show. We're not even going to discuss
I like
that.
moves the noodle. Go
I do,
ahead.
too.
Yeah. What else? Who else? How else?
I think I have aphasia of the penis.
Dude, that's rough. You better kickstart that bastard. What's going on?
What causes aphasia of the penis?
I don't know because I have no problem with the penis. What? What? That's a condition too. No problem with the penis.
Do you feel bad for Bruce Willis? He's a great actor.
Bruce Willis. We saw Die Hard together back in the Northport
really?
Theater. Yeah, we did.
I did not remember that. Wow, what a memory
1988
you
or
got.
some crap like that. Yeah, it was with
Holy
you.
cow, really?
Isn't that- we actually hung out in 1988.
Wow,
We
I don't
did.
remember that.
Yeah, that was great. We
It's
saw
my
it for
favorite movie-
$1.
Well,
99 cents at the Northport Theater.
Remember
How could
those
you,
days?
dude? Yeah. And then they had the nerve to eventually charge $1.25. What a great place.
Oh, it was so good.
Oh, love you forever. Closed.
Just like everything else.
Just like everything else.
All right, man. Long week of pro wrestling. Wrestling legend caused fatal car crash that kills 75-year-old man, says the police.
I don't know about this.
A former professional wrestler allegedly caused a deadly crash that resulted in the death of a 75-year-old man.
Wait a minute.
The fatal crash involved, guess who, Pharaoh?
No, listen, I didn't know anything about this.
Oh,
You're
really?
getting a
This
live
is news to you?
reaction. I don't sit on the internet all the time. Do you mean to tell me that this is Sonny? Is this Sonny that this happened with? This is Sonny.
Oh, wait a minute. I got to cut you off.
What?
Digital Marketing Human says, moves the noodle. Is this Ramen Reigns? That's pretty good, right?
Fantastic! I love that. That's
You guys
great.
are so smart, man.
They're so hip to the whole approach. That's fantastic.
All right, back to
By the
Sonny.
way, are those Roman Reigns noodles cheap?
Not really.
Because ramen noodles are usually fairly affordable for the ravaged wrestling fan.
The fatal crash involved Sitch, who took
This
place
is awful,
around
dude.
8:30 p.m. on March 25th in Florida, according to a release police sent in Newsweek. You got to think about this.
Dude.
If you're that guy's
I
family,
can't even-
you're that guy's
no, I
family.
can't.
She's been in jail in Jersey. She finally
Yeah.
gets out. She goes to Florida, and you
What
have
is-
you drew the lucky stick
This is a grandfather,
to get
most likely,
killed
too.
by
Yeah, what
Sonny
is-
in
oh.
Florida. Like, you think you're safe. You think she's in New Jersey, but no, she's in Florida, and she's
Why
going to
would
kill
he
you.
even be thinking about her in the first place? But I understand what you're getting at because this is not fair at all to this poor fella that passed away.
Is this it for Tammy?
How many more
Like,
times?
no, this
has
dude,
got to be.
This
it.
is life in prison.
Yeah, I would think that she ain't getting out.
No,
for,
this is it.
For very, very, very. Maybe when you're 80. I don't know. How old is she?
She doesn't deserve to get
49.
out, man. She just took
I
someone's
know.
life.
No, this is that's bad.
I mean, again, we don't know if she
I
was
didn't even
drunk
know
or
about
anything
this.
like that, so that's not
Why
really
didn't
fair
I
to
know
say.
about this? Jeez, this is.
Maria Davis says Shawn Michaels is probably glad he broke it off with her.
Yeah, you think?
Jacob,
Wait
what
a
up,
minute,
buddy?
He broke it off. That must have hurt like hell. What?
Do you think he reached, because he's a godly man now. Do you think he reached out to her through her numerous times as she's gotten drunken and went to jail?
That he reached out to do? I think Shawn Michaels took the time to try to like track her down and give her some wisdom.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Why?
Probably was not even thinking about her.
But isn't he a godly guy?
He was probably using that new scope he's got to like home in on Bambi.
Oh, man. Oh, my God.
He's Mr. WrestleMania. He does what he wants.
All right. Seriously.
Do
you think that Tammy's carrying this issue because of the whole Chris Candido thing and maybe the overweighing guilt and pain? I'm being serious.
I think that Tammy can't get out of her own way. I think that Tammy, somewhere inside her, is probably a sweetheart. But I also think that Tammy has lived a rock star life, got into the drugs, got into the excess, and never got out of it.
This is a woman.
That's what I think.
And she's loaded, by the way.
She's a rock star.
Tons of money.
Tammy is quite possibly the sexiest woman who's ever used the sex angle in pro wrestling ever. She's a rock star. She's a wrestling diva goddess, and obviously she never got past that mindset of when you get older. And you got to calm down a little bit. And in her case, you got to calm down a lot. And
I think it's too late, brother.
I do think it's too late now that I hear this. And that's sad.
Well, if it doesn't get better than that, NXT's Nash Carter released by the WWE after wife's domestic violence allegations.
Nash Carter.
Hey, Jeff, I see you put the picture of Nash up there. Why don't you put the picture of what his wife looked like after he got done beating the crap out of her?
What?
That probably would have been the better picture to put up.
We have that? I don't want to look at her.
Google it. Throw it up. Let the fans see it.
That'd be horrible.
We'll talk about it while you get it up. You should see it, Pharaoh.
Ow, do I really? Because then you get me
Nash
crazy.
Nash Carter, current tag team champion at NXT, has been released from the WWF after he was accused of domestic violence by his wife, Kimberly, a wrestler in a rival promotion. Do you know Kimberly?
No, I don't. I can't say I do.
The Post confirmed. The news was first reported by Fightful's Sean Ross Sapp. Hey, there's that guy.
That's that guy. What a sap.
Kimberly, a wrestler in Impact, posted a picture of herself with marks on her face. In an accompanying tweet, she wrote, "Hey, WWE NXT, this is my face after your tag champ at Nash Carter WWE got wasted and hit me so hard he split my lip open." And by the way, if the picture comes up, her face is pretty swollen up. And I'm not. It's not. I guess if the WWE fired him, that maybe there's.
And what did he say to her? He told me I'm a wrestler, so I'm always marked up. I've hid this for a year and even forgave him, but I can't hide it anymore. Oh, so this happened like a year ago.
Oh no, this is recent, dude.
Well, she said she's hid it for a year.
Yeah, well, she's probably been beating her up.
Oh, that he's been beating her up.
He's been beating her up for a year. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Lee also posted a photo of Carter with a Hitler mustache making a Nazi salute pose and claims she heard him.
Wow. Very interesting. So Vince flushed him down the toilet.
Thanks, 802. Didn't know she was an Impact. Maria Davis said she saw the picture.
Yeah.
It was pretty rough. Again, I don't, if the WWE released him, I'm assuming that this is factual stuff.
Yeah, sure.
Right?
They don't want to be associated with
Or did they get rid of him just for the fact that this is going on and that someone can do that to you by posting it on social media?
You know what? One way or the other, they must have felt that there was more than enough of whatever it was to get rid of him. And I don't think we would have kept him either. You know what I mean? You wouldn't have kept him.
Well, 802 points out something that's more important than that whole thing. Now they're going to have a tag team tournament.
Right. Hey, as wrestling fans, we win.
Women getting
look
at the picture,
bro?
dude. Look at the picture.
That's horrendous. Oh, is this the dude? That's the dude.
Girl, that's his wife. With
but he looks worse in my opinion.
Really?
Look at him. My God, he was lucky he was getting anything.
Wow.
What's wrong with him? Wow, that's
Roy
awful,
says
man.
JBL used a Hitler sign in German house shows years ago to WWE and was never fired.
Really?
Yeah, but I don't think he beat up his wife, right?
You know what? Either
Jimmy
way,
Fingers in the house, bro.
good.
Haven't seen you in a while, buddy.
Not good. What is up, Jimmy Fingers? What's going on, bro?
Ooh, wait a minute. Jimmy Fingers, he's
What?
Jimmy, I'm going to call you out on this, buddy.
What?
You're victim shaming right now. He puts, there's no chance she got marked up in the ring. It's a lover scorned, fellas.
Yeah.
He got Enzo'd.
Enzo'd?
I guess Enzo was accused of that, right, or something like
Interesting. I guess it'll play itself out, but either way, he's out of a job right now.
that. The Almighty One says Sonny should ram her Mercedes into that couple. I can't. Wow.
That's insane.
Oh, man.
Why am I laughing? It's kind of funny.
It is.
Oh, my God.
It's kind of funny.
It's kind of funny.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, to the right of the show is our own star,
right of
Mr.
the show-
Jimmy Pharaoh.
To the right of the show are chairs. Okay, to the right of you.
To the right of me.
Hi, it's me.
Well, I
Pharaoh.
reversed it.
What?
Let's start it over.
Right.
To my right is the star of the show, Mr. Jimmy Pharaoh. Jimmy, how are you?
Hello. Doing lovely. How are you?
I would like to thank
what's up,
the
folks?
band that sings the theme song for Monte The Pharaoh, own Jimmy Pharaoh, along with Park Riggs, are part of the band Wisteria Hall. Wisteria Hall sings such great song. As in my dreams, this life not far behind, and riding high, our themes, Monte and the Pharaoh theme song. You wouldn't know that though because the video
Because
didn't play.
you didn't hear it.
No.
It was about as effective as Silent Night today. Wait a minute, I don't hear anything. That's right, because it's silent.
It is silent.
There you go. There you go. What the classic rock song to never be heard ever again, unless Jeff reads page 4 of his manual. Is he throwing anything yet? He's not throwing anything yet. We still stand a chance. He's going to turn off the mics. That's great. But that's one of the things you knew how to do. Leave the mics on, would you please?
Well, we're playing head-to-head later,
What?
so I'm hoping the head-to-head video plays.
We're going to do head-to-head, and he's going to put the video on?
Yeah.
Wow, I'm getting psyched. Let's go.
Right. Oh, you know
Let's
head-to-head was coming tonight.
I had no idea. I didn't even
Nothing
know
like a
Sonny
good
was
surprise.
running people over. I don't know what's going on. This is horrible, Sonny. What the fuck,
Please
Sonny?
support Wisteria Hall.
Yeah, please.
Go to the Wisteria Hall YouTube page, hit
Go.
like and subscribe.
Go now.
Go to Spotify,
Like.
iTunes, Apple Music, or
Subscribe.
Reverb Nation. And if you didn't know it, you are watching Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, Monte The Pharaoh. Catch us on the Monte The Pharaoh YouTube page, the Monte The Pharaoh Facebook Live page. Hear us on iHeartRadio, Spotify, and Anchor. Catch us on the Monte The Pharaoh Twitch TV page, channel 115 in New York, every Tuesday at 9:30, and Saturday at 11:30, up against Saturday Night Live, and channel 20 at Tuesdays at 1 a.m. Where how many people are watching us, Jimmy
There's
Pharaoh?
like over 100,000.
That is correct, sir.
That's a lot.
And we feel honored that you're all joining us, whichever way you decide, whether it be any of those things I had just named. Your support means the world to us.
That's right.
I'm just not going to go to Florida for the time being.
Florida. What happened now? Well, you opened the door. What the fuck?
We'll be right back with this week's episode.
Hey.
The next champ or next month's dinner for the Bloodline.
See you in a second, folks.
In the mood for a freshly roasted cup of coffee? www.offtherailscoffeeroasters.com.
And APB, American Protection Bureau, voted #1 best on Long Island for all your security needs. Call 631-390-9050. That's 631-390-9050. APB.
Jimmy, I got to take a dump.
What?
No, I mean I need a dumpster.
Well, for all those needs, you need to call Big V Dumpster Rental, Long Island, New York, 631-900-DUMP.
All right, welcome back to Long Island's #1 pro wrestler broadcast, Monte The Pharaoh, filmed out of Indie Music TV in Ronkonkoma, New York. Phil Desiree says.
Desiree.
Desiree.
Phil Desiree.
Phil Desiree.
It's not Desiree. You can ask him. We spelled that out when we saw him.
That
on
is
the
true.
It's Desiree.
Anyway, he says Heartless Man, best tune.
I really appreciate it.
By the way, Phil loves Macho Man Days. He's always there for Macho Man Days.
I like Macho Man's show. It's very good.
Why do you like it?
Because he's interesting.
He's
I told
fun.
you I watched. That's the one I seem to gravitate to the most on our channel for some reason.
And guys, Jeff, correct me if I'm wrong, but coming in a few weeks on the Monte The Pharaoh channel, we're going to have Jesse Ventura doing a weekly show. Big news. The return of Tuesdays with Tony Atlas.
Wow.
We have the G-Man. We have
Frank Dukes.
Frank Dukes from Bloodsport.
Yep.
We have
Eric and
Eric
Eliza
Roberts and his wife,
Roberts.
right? You guys are going to have such great programming, man. Phil says you got it.
Hope we have sound.
Who?
I hope we have
He hopes
sound.
we have
Oh,
sound.
there you go. Jimmy Finger says, Phil, try to keep the legacy going, man. I'm local to you. If you need anything I can do is help. I am willing.
There you go.
Talking about the
Sure.
Boston Wrestling Channel.
I got you.
Yeah, it's kind of it is kind of sad when you go on there. You know, you expect some new stuff, and
I haven't looked since the passing. I just have been like, I don't know. It went into a very, very strange area for me where I'm kind of like, there's nothing happening on the channel? Is anything going on?
I check it out. It's just like, I don't know. You know, again, it's just very sad for everybody. So.
Yeah.
So Pharaoh was over the house for WrestleMania, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. So, when Cody Rhodes came out, and, since we've been doing the show, Pharaoh, I never knew
Here we go.
you were such a big fan of Cody Rhodes.
Wow, look at you. You watered it down because it says over here, I never knew Pharaoh's panties got so wet over Cody Rhodes.
Well, you said it.
Well, I'm pointing
You
it
left the
out
stain
here.
on my couch.
I got it. Did I really? I thought that was from the ravioli sauce. What are you talking about?
When Cody Rhodes came out, Pharaoh's ass got all it was all lubed up. It's
yeah.
take me now, Cody.
This is ridiculous. I don't have a single sexual thought for the American Nightmare. What is wrong with you?
Dude, but seriously.
You need help. That is fucked up, bro. That's like not the last. Wow, it's Cody. I'm so hard. What's wrong with you?
I'm so wet for Cody.
This is a family show. Don't make
Hey,
people.
James, how are you, buddy?
Oh my God, this is unbelievable. First of all, and you were funny too because I thought I was hard of hearing from all the years of playing in the band, but you were saying to me because we were speculating before Seth Rollins is in the ring, and we were speculating who would be acceptable and who would not be.
Right.
So we started going, well, if I see Undertaker come out, I'm going to be pissed, and you're like, agreed. And then we're like, Bray Wyatt, oh, that would be cool.
Right.
So we're both like, okay, that's cool,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I was like, honestly, unless I hear there's only, the one wrestling family spiel that you hear for Cody, I'm not going to be happy. And you were like, I don't even know what that sounds like. I was like,
I don't know.
What? And meanwhile, they start saying it, and I jump up out of my chair. I'm like, ah! And you're like, what are you getting so excited for? I'm like, you don't hear it? You're like, no!
I meant to ask
He's
you
on
about
his
that.
fifth glass
wasn't
of
that
whatever.
wasn't that awfully low?
Yeah, it was a little
like,
low, but
honestly, I know
even
you
the hard
caught
of
it. I
hearing heard
couldn't
it.
hear it, dude.
Yeah,
I was
heard
like,
it.
I couldn't hear it.
I heard it, and I marked out like a big, giant wrestling fag.
You did
I
mark out.
I did because I wanted it to be him. I wanted this. I'm so tired of the folks who just destroy the WWE over and over and over again and not realize what it really means, this company, to this business. And that one of the architects of the only competitor that's even given Vince a slight, headache in the last 20 years. This is an architect from them, Cody Rhodes. And he came home. And I loved it because from this point on, everything that Cody does is a big fat F-U to all those people who think that there's only one way to look at pro wrestling and it's not Vince's company. I'm actually smart enough to enjoy all wrestling from all different companies, but I don't forget who my New York Yankees are, and that's what Vince is to me. And if you don't like it, I'm sorry. We're from the East Coast. We grew up in New York. Vince McMahon is the New York Yankees, and he turned out to be the New York Yankees of his particular craft. So deal with it. That was a great effing match. Cody Rhodes coming out was effing fantastic. Him and Rollins were fantastic. That was the match of the weekend to me.
Right.
And you know what was cool? Monday, Raw. And I was wondering what they're going to do with Cody because we knew he was going to Raw. Cody comes out, and come on, man. You remember you were saying, what a shame that there couldn't have been more of a storyline because it was just based in reality, basically. That was the storyline for his return. But here's the storyline that, Mike, I know you and I would want. Mm-hmm. He gets out there, and what do they show? A photo of Dusty. And I remember watching this match on the network where Dusty had beaten Superstar Graham, but it was by countout, and he took the belt, and he jumped up into the corner, and there's Cody showing that picture and saying, well, if I can't give it to him physically, how do you know I still can't give it to him? One way or the other. And I promise you I will win this title for my father, the American. That was amazing, dude. There's your storyline,
But Roy out there says Cody Rhodes promo on Raw was weak.
I did not think so at all. I did not think so.
I thought it was good.
I thought it was fantastic.
So can
I thought it was spoken from the heart. And as far as storylines go, can you find me a better one? Can you find me a better one based on a real-life son who grew up the son of the plumber, who was one of the greatest
here's
wrestlers
one thing
ever,
you've been
who
saying.
never had the world title, and he's going to do it for the family and his father? This is fantastic.
When everybody was trying to figure
What
out
a
if this
sap
was
I
a
am,
work or if Cody was going to go to the WWE, the
Right.
Pharaoh stood strong to
Yeah,
say
I did.
that the Rhodes family had a close relationship
Yes, they
with
did.
Vince. So I want to tell you an interesting story I didn't talk to you about.
Okay.
So I was on the phone with Tony Atlas on Monday or Tuesday, I forget, and we were just talking. And again, Tony's been on a million shows, so I don't know if he's ever told this story, but I just think it's important to discuss it. We were talking about when he became Saba Simba,
Right.
and he's like, he owes Vince McMahon his life for that because he was down and out,
Right.
and Vince,
Right.
did that. And clearly it wasn't over. But then he had told me a story that Vince had said, okay, this isn't working. You need to disappear for a year. You can't work anywhere else. And I'll bring you back. I guess Tony didn't trust him
Right.
and went to WCW where they clearly jobbed him out
Of course.
from Jump Street.
Right.
So I said, I said to Tony, I didn't understand it. Ron Simmons was the champion. They could have really made a great feud. And your favorite booker or agent or promoter, Bill Watts, was running WCW at the time.
Okay.
So I figured Bill was smart enough to do
Right.
that. But you know what he said to me? Because Dusty Rhodes was running WCW. So I said, what does that mean? He goes, Dusty and Vince have always been together.
Right.
So when I screwed or didn't listen to Vince,
Dusty made sure that he paid for it.
Dusty made him pay.
Dude, you know that I've always believed in the connection of the Rhodes family to Vince McMahon. And
Well, I thought about you, and I'm like,
yeah.
fuck. I had no
Absolute-
clue, and you called it.
Yeah. Cody Rhodes absolutely. Did you hear how honored he was when they talked contract negotiations with him? Vince and Triple H sat with him,
Yeah.
like in person, and like really talked to him like a man, because he has become a man, big time.
You
know?
have really become a
I am
major
so-
Cody Rhodes fan.
I am. You know why?
And you
Because
weren't
I'll tell
4
you-
months ago.
And I'll tell you why I am. Because I'm in love with this storyline. These are the storylines we used to get when we were kids.
So let's talk
I
about.
absolutely love
let's
this
talk
storyline,
about the
and he
storyline.
will win that title for his father.
So that's
It's
the
gonna
question:
happen. Yeah.
champion,
Yeah.
or is this another guy we're feeding to Roman Reigns before we get Roman against The Rock at
He will
WrestleMania?
not be fed to Roman Reigns. He will not be. I don't know how he will go about winning the world title, but he will win it.
You're talking about Roman Reigns' title,
Well, right now, understand Roman Reigns holds both titles.
right? So
it's
clearly
so
you're
it's
saying
some-
he's going to take Roman Reigns' title.
I'm not clearly saying anything because I don't know how they intend to go about Roman having both belts or what course they're going to take. Let it play itself out. I do believe at some point Cody Rhodes' promise to the fans, to himself, to his father, will come true.
Here's a great comment, B40. I love the hell out of this comment. After seeing Cody's entrance and Owens' match with Austin, you think CM Punk regretting his decision, or is this the Pepsi plunge in front of a half-empty arena? You are so on
Bingo.
the money.
Bingo.
CM Punk's anger.
Bingo. And don't think Chris Jericho wasn't watching
Well,
either.
it's not just that.
Or
CM
John
Punk
Moxley.
cemented himself
You know,
of
at some
never
point-
going to be in a WrestleMania main event
Right.
ever. And that, if you're a wrestler, is your dream.
CM Punk should take it easy on himself, though, because he fought The Undertaker at WrestleMania, which is almost like having a main event. Relax yourself.
ESO, how are you, brother? Good to see you, my friend.
What a great match. too.
So, in my opinion, and I'm going to say this, Roman Reigns is now my top 5.
Yeah, I know he is.
Of wrestlers I've loved.
Yep.
Without a doubt.
Yep.
That goes with Hogan,
Yep.
Piper, it's
pretty
Macho
impressive
Man.
that you've got him there already.
This guy,
Yeah.
let's not forget, he has carried wrestling for a year and a half.
Right?
And with all due respect, that Lesnar match, okay, I know they announced it as the greatest match of all time.
Yeah, easy on that.
But I got to tell you,
Yeah.
talk about a big match feel.
Yeah.
When
Oh,
they were
yeah.
making the announcements,
sure.
announcements I,
Sure.
had, I had goosebumps.
Absolutely.
Was it the
Absolutely.
greatest match?
And to
No,
hammer,
but still.
And to hammer home your point about what Roman Reigns has done over the last year and a half, this was the first fiscal year that pro wrestling could claim a $1 billion scenario. And that was with Roman Reigns leading the way for the company.
All
Pro
right.
wrestling's never
I'm gonna give
cleared
you-
$1 billion. It did this year. Wrestling's not in trouble, folks.
I'm going to give you some names.
know?
Tell me if they're better than Reigns in your opinion, or is Reigns better than them. You ready?
Oh, really? Go ahead.
Phil Brooks.
Oh, Roman Reigns has past him now. He's past him now. He just main evented WrestleMania and won both world titles. We talking back of the baseball card or Sudden Impact? Sudden Impact for the 1 year? Of course CM Punk. But
How about back of the baseball card?
It's Roman Reigns. Yeah, it's Roman Reigns.
Bryan Danielson.
Stop, it's Roman Reigns.
Not even close.
It's not. It's Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns has been the main event guy. I understand the last 2 years now he's finally popular and over, but he's been the main event guy for 8 years now. Everybody wake up.
Ultimate Warrior.
Oh, yeah. Is his legend bigger than the Warriors? Probably not. But I don't know.
Not yet.
You like that high note?
No, not yet.
Right. But it's back of the baseball card. Give me a break. Roman Reigns has done so much more than the Ultimate Warrior. It's not even funny. So, yeah, I'm going to pick Roman Reigns, but I'm going by nerdy back of the baseball card. Next.
Again, main evented,
Yeah, stop.
77,000
Just
people,
stop.
right?
Yeah, just stop. Yeah.
And he didn't have to
Roman
wrestle
Reigns.
Hulk Hogan to do
Roman
it.
Reigns has had is a bigger star and had more WrestleMania main events and a longer tenure than any guy you just named.
Sting.
Again, it's Roman Reigns has the better back of the baseball card at this point.
You know what the statement you're making right now, right?
Sting is an effing legend.
He's an icon.
Greatest, but people have to realize, and it's hard to because we're in the now, but 15 years from now, you're going to look back at Roman Reigns' career and go, oh, my God. You know, for his time period, please. You know, it's a different time period we're living in nowadays. It's, you know, you bring up these other guys, of course they're going to pluck at your emotional heart.
Mitch Seinfeld said Vince called Dusty for finishes when he was working for WCW.
Gee, what a shock. You know?
Jacob says Roman is incredible, underrated, and awesome.
He's-
Jacob, he is
He
no
is
longer underrated.
You know what, though? Some people
No
will
longer.
forever underestimate and underrate Roman Reigns the same way they'll do it to Randy Orton. Did you hear the ovation for Randy Orton?
Oh, my
this
God,
weekend?
unbelievable. All right, let's get some more names.
Go ahead.
Bob Backlund.
Oh, yeah. Roman Reigns has him beat, and this is killing me. He's got him beat.
Wow.
He just won both world titles at Wrestle Effin' Mania, and the guy beat was Brock Lesnar. Wait. Wow.
And without a
I'll
screw
echo
job.
your wow.
Without a screw
Yeah, he
job. A
didn't
little
even-
help
a
from,
little help from his friends, but Ringo,
Dusty
Lennon
Rhodes.
wrote that for
Dusty
Ringo.
Rhodes.
Dusty, no, it's Roman's got him beat.
Wow.
This is fucked up.
Do you know what you're saying right
Yeah, I
now,
do
right?
know what I'm saying. I'm talking back at the baseball card. Roman's got him beat.
Kurt Hennig.
Yeah, he's got him beat. The Red Rooster?
How about the Red Rooster?
Are you kidding me?
I might argue with
We've
you.
got the Red Rooster beat. What are you talking
Dude,
about?
I love some Red
You know
Rooster.
what I'm glad though? You know what I'm glad you didn't say?
What?
I'm glad you didn't say Hulk Hogan.
Couldn't.
You better not.
He's not bigger than Hulk.
He's not bigger. I'm glad you didn't say The Rock.
He's not bigger than The Rock.
I'm glad you didn't say Stone Cold Steve
Not
Austin.
bigger than Stone Cold.
Good.
Is he bigger than Randy Savage?
I'm not touching that one. No.
You don't want to say it.
I'm not.
Is
no.
he bigger than Roddy Piper?
He's not bigger than him. No, he's not. He's not.
You
But
sound like you're convincing yourself.
No, he's not bigger than Randy Savage or Roddy Piper. Look, if we're talking bigger stars.
Bigger stars. Bigger. Just bigger. Bigger. However you want to say it.
Wow, that's messed up. On the back of the baseball card, Roman Reigns basically beats down every single person we've got on this list.
Well, you said it.
Yeah,
That's
does.
clear.
He does.
And then we even threw Hogan in there,
Hogan,
which
no.
we're not going to give him.
You
We
know?
threw Piper in there. We're not going to give him Piper.
Right. Even though on the back of the baseball card, he
But,
destroys.
yeah, but
he destroys
there's
Roddy
something
Piper.
beyond, right? We always say it's not
Well,
about.
if you're really going that way, yeah, he still beats everybody.
He still beats
Yeah, he
everybody
still
on that
beats
list. I
everybody
agree
on
with
that
you.
list. You know?
Bigger than Flair.
No.
No. Agreed.
Yeah, no.
I'm agreeing.
I'm not doing that, and don't bring up Bruno either. Leave this.
It's not bigger than Bruno.
Hey, leave this.
Not
Leave
bigger
Bruno
than
the fuck
Bruno.
out. Leave Andre out of this too.
How about John Tolos? Is he bigger than John Tolos?
No one's bigger than John Tolos.
All right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I
Boy,
think
that's painful,
in
folks.
discussing
That's the Roman Reigns truth.
In
Anyway,
discussing with you,
Yeah.
what did you think? What they called the greatest WrestleMania match of all time? Give me
I
your
don't-
evaluation.
I don't believe that the match itself lived up to the hype. However, it was a solid match. I don't think it was a bad match. I thought it was a solid match. A little underwhelming with the surprisingly quick conclusion. Roman really did take Brock out, didn't he? You know what I mean? It wasn't like it seemed like the match was just over, and I was like, wow, shit, they're not going to go longer than
Not
this.
to bounce another way, but we
Yeah.
did Penthouse a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And Triple H didn't make
Oh
the
God,
Penthouse.
he's in the
Scott
penthouse.
Hall didn't make the
Oh, they're
Penthouse.
both in the penthouse.
So
What was wrong
we made
with
it,
us?
we
Were
made a mistake.
drinking?
We made a mistake.
I think we were drinking again.
we made it. When you think about it, we made a mistake.
Of course we did. Well, hey, at least we're saying that, And I wanted to put Triple H in the penthouse after I said I wasn't sure, and then you were like, nope, can't go in.
Almighty wants to know, is he big? Roman Reigns bigger than Dino Bravo?
Oh, yeah.
Bigger than Greg Valentine, who's going to be in studio?
Nobody's bigger than Greg the Hammer Valentine. Leave me alone.
James Earl, bigger than Triple H?
Yeah, I would say so.
Oof,
it's
really?
Close, though.
Bigger than Shawn Michaels?
No.
Bigger than The Undertaker?
No.
All right. Even though he beat The Undertaker.
I'm willing to put Roman.
Stinger in the house, baby. Love to hear from you,
Triple
bro.
H, but certainly not on Impact in the business. Triple H has still got him beat. Obviously.
So what was your favorite match of the 2 nights of WrestleMania?
Rollins and Cody. I absolutely love it. And the tag match with RK,
Oh,
RK Bro.
What a way to start night 2.
Alpha Academy and Street
Absolutely.
Profits. That shit was great. And the Johnny Knoxville, Sami Zayn. I laughed my ass off.
Love that match.
You'd almost think that the Three Stooges wrote that one. That was
so fun.
absolutely amazing. But my favorite part of all was the way they did it, too, because you've seen Sammy's running after Johnny, but you don't see exactly where he's heading, and all of a sudden a giant hand comes out and hits Sami Zayn. I couldn't believe what I saw. I was like, please show that again. So they did.
So as a hardcore wrestling fan, were you offended by that match?
As a hardcore, diehard wrestling fan who loves one professional spectacle after another, I thought that this was fantastic and comedy gold and loved every second of it because pro wrestling is part entertainment, and this was about entertainment, this match. And man, oh man, it was entertaining.
Hey, B40 says Jose Luis Rivera should be in the penthouse.
He'll
be in studio May 6th.
Is that with
in the
Jose Estrada?
Conquistadors. Don't know yet. Jose Estrada suffered a stroke. Don't know if he's going to be in.
Shit. Oh, dear God, get better.
Jimmy Finger says, as far as hype goes, Andre versus Hogan 1, Rock versus Hogan 2, greatest in-ring match, Steamboat versus Savage, then HBK versus Taker, and Austin versus Brett. Very hard to argue that.
It's hard to argue with those matches, man.
I will argue one match, and it doesn't get enough love, and you're making a mistake if you don't put it, and you know it's my favorite match of all time.
What's that?
The War to Settle the Score, Hogan Piper,
Boy, was
Madison
that
Square
great.
Garden,
I
leading
don't
to
know.
WrestleMania 1. That was off the hook.
I don't know if enough people have seen that.
How
They
couldn't
need
you
to-
have?
They need to. No, I mean, like,
Most disappointing night at WrestleMania. match.
Anytime Nakamura loses, I'm not happy. So I was very unhappy with that.
So
match.
that went over even the women's. Even over. the
Yeah, I
women's match.
hated watching Nakamura take a pin for a guy who blew out his leg because he was probably supposed to take that pin, not Nakamura.
All right. Other news. Bret Hart
This is
says.
what bothers
Bret Hart
me.
says that Barry Horowitz should be in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he should be, shouldn't he? I think he should. He's the greatest enhancement talent ever. He's the greatest
Been in the
jobber
studio.
ever. Barry Horowitz should be in the Hall of Fame. What, jobbers don't have a role in this business?
They do.
Barry Horowitz, Frankie Williams. Let's make a strict small one. Frankie Williams is one of the greatest jobbers ever.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Barry Horowitz, Frankie Williams, Brooklyn Brawler. We got 3. Johnny Rodz is in, but he wasn't a true jobber, especially if he knew about his California, thing. Anybody else?
Well, we know Johnny Rodz is in the Hall of Fame.
Right. Anybody else?
And here's
We
a
got 3.
here's a funny thing. I was talking to Tony on Tuesday.
James
again.
Ellsworth deserves consideration
Absolutely.
as one of the greatest jobbers ever.
Johnny Rodz. He was talking to me about Johnny Rodz and SD Jones. Mm-hmm. Johnny Rodz would lose a match for you, but if he didn't respect you, he would beat the shit out of you. And it's funny.
Right.
I got to start
Right.
looking at those old matches.
I watched
now.
one. I actually
and
saw
was
one.
that the fact?
I
Was
saw
he
one
beating
from
the shit out of somebody?
Yeah, I saw one from the Spectrum where I want to say he wrestled Steve King.
Really?
Boy, did he beat him up. So it's possible. He won the match, too. Remember how,
Tony was
Johnny
even
would
saying
never
when he
win
was
on
supposed
TV.
to lose, even
Right.
if he was up against a bigger name.
Right.
That's what Tony was saying. He said,
Oh,
when you were
okay.
a wrestler back in the day, you had to
he
be a
wouldn't
wrestler.
put you over so much.
But you had to be a wrestler.
Right.
He said if Shawn Michaels was in that time era,
Right.
he would have been nothing. They would have destroyed
They
him,
would have beat
chewed
the
him
shit out
up,
of him.
swallowed him up, and spit him out on the canvas.
Probably, yeah. He came at the right time for him, I could see the old timers beating the tar
Brody
out of him.
King throwing down on Edge and Damian Priest. Brody King took the Twitter, and Brody King says, Edge's new stable is the House of Black ordered from Wish.
So what is he? He's talking shit about Edge's new deal.
Well, they're trying to say that, they're trying to do House of Black in WWE, right?
Oh, is that what they're trying to do?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have even noticed. I just like Edge's new look, and obviously he's building some sort of stable. But no, I'm sorry, I don't think of the AEW thing. So whatever.
Jason
What
says,
is he calling attention to
Jason
himself? He did
says
a good job.
Terry Gibbs and Mike Sharp, great jobbers.
Mike Sharp was a great jobber.
Hey,
But Mike Sharp also fought for the Intercontinental title at Madison Square Garden.
I love that. Love
so that's
that
not
match.
really a jobber.
Love that match.
Yeah, Mike
With
Sharp
Lou
was
Albano
awesome.
was his manager.
That's right. He didn't know who to. Wasn't that the one where he didn't?
He was playing both sides.
He
of
was
the
playing
fence.
both sides.
This was Heyman before Heyman.
Right.
A lot of good stuff back in the
Mike
day.
Sharp was awesome.
Barry Almighty one says Barry Horowitz did more for the industry than Charmel did.
Oh yeah, absolutely, dude. You know I was losing my mind during that Charmel speech. Blech.
Red Rooster for the Hall of Fame.
No,
802.
no.
But that's how I met Rick Model, Martel, Tito Santana through the promotion. I guess I'm catching that late on.
Okay. Yeah, no, Red Rooster I can't put in the Hall of Fame. Terry Taylor would deserve some.
Jimmy Finger says, Monty, that was the match. Piper should have won the WWF title even for a month.
What a settled score?
Yeah, no, you couldn't take the belt off Hogan. You can't.
Piper,
you can't.
Piper,
just like you can't take the belt off of Reigns. You can't.
The two wrestlers, it tortures me. Piper and Scott Hall.
Didn't need him.
They
didn't need it.
Just one time? You can't give it to them one time in their entire career.
First of all, back then they didn't hand out the belt like it was candy.
I understand that, but this is Piper. You're not giving it to someone who can't digest that candy. My God. Piper should have held the belt at least once. Jesus. Wow. What a mess. Wow. Yeah. It's no good.
All right. So
you know, Rick Rude was WCW World something.
WCCW World Champ.
No. It was a World Heavyweight title.
WCCW.
WCCW was Texas.
Yeah. Then they became they broke away.
Oh, and they decided to make.
They broke away from the NWA.
Yeah, but nobody bought that. That doesn't count.
That's why Rick Rude's not really.
Oh, there we
that's
go.
why you can't.
So that's why it doesn't matter.
Right. If you can't remember, it couldn't have been that important.
Yeah,
right?
I guess you're right. Yeah.
Roy says he heard Rhea Ripley might join Edge's stable. Yes, that's a fact, and that will be Monday night after she beats the crap out of it. And then Maria says, "What did that?" All right, we're going to take a quick commercial.
Wait a minute. Don't you think Wee Man should join Edge's stable?
Wee Man. We'll be right back after this commercial break. We're going to do head-to-head between Cody Rhodes and who will be in the studio for 2 weeks from now.
No.
Tito Santana.
Cody Rhodes versus Tito Santana?
Yeah.
Hariba!
That's right, folks. Canine Corral for all your dog daycare and overnight care. Call 631-549-1544. That's 631-549-1544. And Nitro's Garage for all your automotive needs. Call 646-675-2349. That's 646-675-2349. For all your automotive needs, Nitro's Garage. Ask for Jack. Elm Logistics for all your logistic needs. Call 631-299-3595. That's 631-299-3595. Elm Global Logistics, pride, performance, and partnerships.
All right, welcome back to Long Island's #1 pro wrestler broadcast, Monte The Pharaoh. So, Pharaoh,
yeah,
you're getting some wrestling talk.
Yeah.
After last week, Pharaoh was bitching at me on the couch during WrestleMania that all we did was talk about Marilyn Manson last week.
Yeah, and Chris Rock, and Will Fake Smith. Yeah.
Anyway,
go ahead.
We're going into what we call one of our special little segments.
Yeah.
Head-to-head, where we're going to have Tito Santana against Cody Rhodes.
Okay.
So we'll play the video, guys, and then we'll get back to the Pharaoh, who will explain the rules, and we'll ask you to weigh in.
Wait a second. It doesn't have the rules. I don't remember the rules.
Yes, you do.
No, I
skills,
don't.
Mad skills.
I don't remember.
Let's get ready to rumble!
You gotta write them down.
The baseball card.
I'm not gonna remember all that. You're a douchebag. You gotta leave me a list. What is...
All right. So you saw the lineup. And Pharaoh's going to give you the rules of head-to-head. And he just called me a douchebag.
Yes, I did, because he didn't leave the rules. I don't have them memorized. It's been a while since we've done this game.
I'll name them to you.
No. Okay. Wait. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, since you remember them.
So
go ahead.
The categories.
The category, there's five. There's five categories. Yeah, five.
Okay. Mic skills.
Well, the first one is mic skills. Hi, Mike. Well, this is pretty obvious. Do you talk good or do you sound like a sap? There's a difference there. So do you have mic skills or don't you?
Sell?
Yeah, do you sell or do you swell?
Mat skills.
Mat skills, well, are you Bret Hart or are you I don't know. Who can we make fun of this week? The guy who keeps his hands in his pockets. Oh, but he's a good wrestler. Please. Look, can you get down on the mat and do your thing very well or not? Okay, that's mat skills. Next.
Back of the baseball card.
Back of the baseball card, one of my favorite things of all. You know, did you hit 186 during the regular season and then pull a 438 in the postseason?
Right.
You know, or are you just consistent across the board? What is the back of your baseball card? Well, it all depends when we go head to head.
Overall influence on the industry.
Overall influence on the industry. You mean like Hulk Hogan? He had a huge influence
did.
on the industry. Or
He
Barry
did.
Horowitz,
Oh,
who
he
in
did.
his own way had a huge influence on the industry. Or was he impactful like Mel Phillips? That wasn't very impactful, was it?
Mel Phillips.
Yeah, that really doesn't do
How
it,
does
does
Mel
it?
Phillips fall into this?
I'm so strange right now. I don't know. I'm going to
What was
reevaluate
our-
when I
what
get
was
off
our
the
fifth-
air.
What was our fifth category?
Our fifth is It Factor.
There you go.
That, you know-
See, you do remember.
Well, this is all part of the shtick, so go with it. It Factor. That's right, folks.
what
Do you
is
have...
it? Is that like Cousin It Factor?
Oh, I love Cousin Ed. He had It Factor. No, he did. He did. Well, you know how you like trying to pick a wrestling show on YouTube and they're all blasé, and then you come across these two clowns? That's called It Factor, folks. Do you have It Factor or do you have Shit Factor? So that's basically the breakdown there, Mike.
All right, so first up is WWE Hall of Famer Tito Santana.
Wow.
Tito Santana, former Intercontinental Champion.
Oh, yeah.
Former World Tag Team Champion.
Sure.
Main evented many
Right.
major cards.
Yeah. Oh, wasn't he like the first match in the history of WrestleMania?
That's right.
Yeah.
Against the Masked Executioner.
Who was?
Playboy Buddy Rhodes.
Sweet. We
Not-
do
not
remember
bad.
a few things,
we
don't
do
we?
for a bunch of old
Not
men.
bad. You.
Talk to me about
Okay.
your memories about Mr. Santana.
Tito Santana was always a foil for us because we were always rooting for the bad guys. And Tito Santana came after Pedro Morales. And they were both fantastic. Clear Hall of Fame. Boy, can Tito wrestle. Tito was such a great in-ring wrestler. Very exciting. Always filled with energy and could tell the babyface story better than pretty much anyone during his day. And he was very beloved. Tito's the man. And a great guy, too.
He's a
You
great
know?
guy.
And he shares good fucking lines.
It's funny. It's funny when you were talking
Oddly
about
enough.
Tito being the foil for us.
He always was.
He became the new Pedro Morales
He did.
for us.
He
right?
did. And there's nothing, it's just factual. Pedro was a huge draw for the Latin community in New York, and Tito always obviously was too. And after Pedro, Tito took that mantle up. And you know what, though? Across the board, Tito was beloved by everybody. What a great babyface. What a great wrestler.
So you spoke about people that didn't win the heavyweight title. Mm-hmm. Tito Santana.
He could have been one.
Could he have carried the mantle for the WWE?
I don't know. I mean, in those days, Vince was clearly wise to select Hogan and run with it. I mean, what are we going to say?
Jimmy Finger
Well, what a
says
tremendous
right now
supporting cast.
he'd give it to Tito by a hair, but Cody could have surpassed him in 3 months. Well,
This
we're
is
not
going to
there
be
yet.
very interesting.
All right,
Tell
so
you the
thoughts
truth.
on Cody Rhodes. Now, you certainly have upgraded your opinion about Cody Rhodes since
happy
his
about his
appearance on
return.
WrestleMania. Sure.
Yeah.
So share your thoughts on Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes, it's interesting, too, for those of us who have a long memory. Right before Cody Rhodes left the WWE, there was a short time period where fans were chanting for him and wanted him to get a bigger push. Oddly enough, he was instantly transformed into Stardust. Right after that, I remember this, where fans were rooting for Cody and starting to get loud in support for him, and boom, he's Stardust. I never forgot that, and I knew that when Cody left, it was for artistic reasons. It wasn't because of his relationship with Vince. It wasn't because of anything other than he wanted to go further in the wrestling world on the card. And he felt that he was worth more than what he was being given. He was right. And Vince, to his credit, said, okay, young stallion, go spread your wings. And I bet you this conversation did happen. Go spread your wings.
Stinger says,
Show us what you got.
Stinger says,
And now he's
Tito
back.
is worldwide. Cody
Careful
only
now.
with the marks.
Well, I don't know if I can necessarily agree with that. I understand why somebody would say that. I do think that Cody Rhodes has done enough across the globe at this point now that people know who he is.
Mitch Seinfeld says he doesn't care for Cody's net tattoo.
Who would?
That
It's
is
rough.
the worst piece of crap.
It's the placing of it.
You
It's
think
like,
it's
geez, dude.
why did I do this? Like, once he got it done, he goes, I thought it was a good
I
idea.
have to be
Oops.
honest, though. It's so identifiable, though. I mean, with him, I don't think it's actually hurting his image at all. In some strange way, I think it's actually
All right,
enhancing it.
So let's compare both.
is weird,
Okay?
but
So let's start with
Yeah.
mic skills.
Mic skills. I think Cody Rhodes has better mic skills than Tito Santana.
Flat out.
Yeah.
By a long shot?
Yeah.
By 10 links?
He's got him.
I agree.
He's got him.
I agree.
He's got him.
Tito, not that he was a bad talker. He just was a talker.
Tito was sufficient. He was sufficient. Cody goes beyond that. Cody's very good on the mic.
All right, very good.
He is.
Matt's-
And that developed since he's been gone, by the way.
Yep.
Go ahead. What do we
Matt
got?
skills.
Matt skills, I'm going to have to give this to Tito Santana.
Very good. I'm going to agree with you.
I have to give this to Tito Santana. Tito Santana is more fluid than Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is excellent at what he does, but Cody Rhodes is at a certain speed. And I'm actually glad because that means there's no cartwheel fest. Cody Rhodes' style is physical but methodical, if that makes any sense.
No, makes sense.
Tito Santana was exciting, fluid. He could do the Matt thing. He could punch. He could throw. He could. Oh, man. Tito Santana definitely wins the Matt battle. Okay? What's next? You want to go with back of the baseball card?
Let's go with back of the baseball
Because
card.
they each have one apiece right now, too. Jeff, do us a favor, because we're kind of like old and stuff. Make sure that we keep the score right so we don't proclaim the wrong
We're
winner.
1-1 right now,
Thank
right?
you. We're at 1-1 now. Jeff is just like, geez, I got to count for these bozos? Sorry, Jeff. Okay, back of the baseball card. I got to go with Tito.
I say Tito by a long shot.
Yeah, I gotta
it's
go
a
with
long
Tito.
shot. It's not even close.
No, I don't think so. Not yet. But once Cody finishes what he's going to do here, and I'm talking about his full body of work with Vince, I think that will be
All right, so
someday
Tito,
Cody.
Tito
But right
two,
now, Tito.
Tito 2-1.
Yeah,
right?
2-1 Tito.
Okay, next up.
Impact on the industry. I'm giving this to Cody Rhodes. Already at his young age. Come on, bro. Come on, man. Come on. He's the architect of the biggest competitor to Vince McMahon in decades. Cody Rhodes has done quite a bit. And I think we both believe that he will do quite a bit more behind the scenes with Vince, with NXT and things down the road.
James Earl says, what? Arriba!
Yeah. Well,
I'm going to go with you on that.
yeah, Cody Rhodes
2-2.
Cody Rhodes is a game changer and is proving it right now.
All right, so this is it now. The it factor.
It factor. I'm going with the current version of the American Nightmare.
Wow, I can't do that. You
I'm
can't.
going with the American Nightmare. Listen, man, the American Nightmare just came off of a singles match bigger than anything at WrestleMania. I got to go with Cody.
I'm gonna disagree with you.
He's also had huge matches in New Japan.
Tito
He's had some
Santana.
huge matches.
Number one was a face his entire career,
It
which is
factor.
unheard of. Very short.
It factor.
It factor.
Charisma. It factor. I'm going
Everybody
with Cody.
knows Tito
Looks like
Santana.
we have a draw this time. We agree to disagree.
Everybody knows Tito Santana. Well, I'm going to see if I can convince you otherwise.
I'm not going to change
Okay?
my mind on this.
Everybody knows Tito Santana. Was a face. Never had to change his
changing.
persona.
No, I'm not changing.
Ever?
I'm not changing my.
He
I'm not
translated not only to WWE,
Yeah, I got
but he
it.
was very popular in AWA.
I got
very
you.
popular in NWA.
I've got you. I understand all of that, and I know this much. When Cody rose up this past weekend on that platform, I'm sorry, but that's never been that way for Tito.
Jimmy Finger says,
It
I'm
factor.
with Pharaoh. Let's face it, guys.
Cody
Tito's
effing Rhodes.
presentation was boring.
Yeah,
we
Cody
already, we
Rhodes,
already talked
it
about Mike's skill.
factor.
Jimmy, you're misunderstanding
No. It factor is it factor. We know what it factor is. It factor is your aura and your charisma and your overall package and presentation. And I'm sorry, when that kid, who's now a man, rose up on that platform, he just solidified everything that he's been up to for the last 5 years. No, that's a star.
Stinger says,
You know?
Cody wrestled in front of 900,000 fans. Tito's wrestled in front of millions.
That's true too. I'm not going to argue that. Look, we're
An
arguing
it factor
about
would be if
two
both-
incredible wrestlers.
If both
okay,
were retired,
Right.
and there was a line, it would be going, listen,
right.
we,
Can we let
obviously
Cody's
I'm not-
career play out before we get him retired, sitting next to Tito?
He's been
on the
around
line?
for a while now.
Yeah, and he's about to go into the biggest
He's
portion of his career.
He's about to be fed to
He's
the
about
head
to
of the
go,
table.
he's about to make you so miserable. Boy, you're going to be crying.
Let me tell you something.
And it's not going to happen yet.
I'll ask the fans out there, just weigh in right now. Will the WWE even venture and allow Cody Rhodes to hold their title, or are they going to allow Roman Reigns to run this out to Hollywood to wrestle The Rock?
Well, that makes sense. That may happen first. But let me ask you this, universe, Monte The Pharaoh universe. Do you really think that Cody Rhodes is not going to be following through on promising you, me, himself, and the memory of his father the world championship? You really think that's not going to happen?
That might
now?
be the only
that
advantage
is
you got.
going to happen. It's a matter of when. Cody Rhodes will make good on that promise. Vince wouldn't let him go out there and say it. It's already been discussed in the back. Cody Rhodes will become world champion in the memory of his father at some point. It's going to happen.
Almighty One says Tito Santana, El Matador sucked.
Yeah, lousy.
But beat
How dare you compare the
beat
American
Undertaker.
Tattoo?
But he beat The Undertaker.
Arriba!
He beat The Undertaker.
That's
and
true.
I can't wait till Tito
That's
and
true.
Greg are sitting on that fucking couch because I'm going to tell him you chose Cody Rhodes over him. You fool. You're going to get you're
Wait
in
a
trouble.
second. You bring up head-to-head, and I give you a statistical breakdown on my opinion, and you're going to make it like a tattletale thing?
I'm gonna tattle on
No, Tito! He says you smell and don't use the right deal. You are so lame.
You rat.
You are
I wouldn't be
rat
I wouldn't
fink.
be I wouldn't be good in the mob.
Rat Fink, yeah. Rat Fink, yeah. Don't you know that song?
You
Rat
were watching
Fink?
Long Island's #1 pro wrestler broadcast, Monte The Pharaoh. Catch us on the Monte The Pharaoh YouTube page and Monte The Pharaoh Facebook Live page. Hear us on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Anchor. So, head-to-head was a draw.
Yeah,
Fair
it was
enough.
a draw.
Fair enough.
Don't you forget, though, while you said we decided it was a draw.
That's right.
Because you love to go we. So we didn't do
true.
anything to Tito.
That's true. Hear us on iHeartRadio,
Unbelievable.
Spotify, Anchor. Catch us in New York Cable on Channel 115 every Tuesday from 9:30 to 10 p.m. and Saturday at 11:30
it's
p.m.
over. Never mind.
Channel 20 at Tuesdays at
Have
1
we ever had a draw before in head-to-head? I think once.
Yeah, a couple of times,
Was
I
it
think,
a
right?
couple of times?
I don't know. I'd have to
Maybe
look in the
once.
archives.
There you go.
So I want to remind everybody next week's our regular show, and
Yes.
then we will have on April 21st the first time in studio. I asked Tito this, was he ever in studio with Valentine? He said he thinks about 10 years ago, but he said it really wasn't a real studio. It was like someone's room or something like that.
Okay.
But
Was it across the pond?
no.
Was it
No.
somebody's room across the pond? Hello, mate.
Hello.
I knew it. I'd get you to talk Brit this week.
Hello.
Can you say anal cavity in British?
Anal cavity.
Not bad, mate. Not bad. You see,
Anal cavity.
you're getting better.
I'm getting a little better.
You know, I think he's going to be pretty good someday.
Mom, get me the meatloaf.
Get me the meatloaf in British. Get me the British meatloaf.
Mom, meatloaf.
Asparagus, mate. This is horrible.
You know, I can't wait for that
What
kid
are
when
we
he's having
doing?
his show. I finally want his mother just to come in the room and go, "Are you doing that again?"
Tea and crumpets already. You watching porn again? That'd be great. No, I'm talking to Don Morocco, Ma. Why do you sound American? Like that Pharaoh guy.
I'm talking to Don Morocco, Mom. Who's that?
He's a fake wrestler.
Can
What?
you get a
Morocco
girlfriend
hangs up.
already? Can you get a girlfriend?
Get a girlfriend.
No, Mom. I want to talk about Don Morocco's shoelaces.
And Dominic DeNucci's temper.
What? Oh, English kid. Let's have sex.
Oh, English.
No, I'm sorry. I have to talk to Dutch Mantel and his giant mustache. Hot ass girl. Or talk to Dutch Mantel. I think I'll talk to Dutch Mantel. Duh.
Yeah, if he's there, he may not show up.
He might not show up.
He's busy.
But I always have Don Morocco.
Always got done. Well,
Who would have thought that Don
Wait,
Morocco,
wait.
one of the greatest talkers of all time, would get on an interview and go like this?
no,
Hello, yes.
but the classic one is, ask me a question. I'm Don Morocco. Go ahead. Ask me a question. In British.
Don, my mother's behind me and she's naked. Would you have sex with her?
Well, I don't know. I mean, maybe. How gripping. Oh, gripping? Please. This is bad.
And on May 6th, we've got Tommy Rich and Coco Beware in studio.
You're in the wrong tune.
Man, you hate that.
It makes me laugh.
One of the great moments you guys got to catch that. Go to our last
hilarious.
Coco Beware interview.
Yes.
Wisteria Hall plays with Coco
Yes,
Beware.
we're doing
And
Pile
Coco,
Driver.
We're doing Pile Driver.
Right.
And obviously everybody's got to steal that from us, right? But
Of
anyway,
course, they all did it the very next day.
They all did.
We did it first, and then Coco was like, "I think I'll do this."
I'll
at a
just
convention."
go around.
Oh yeah, it'll be $9.99. I'm like, what? That was our idea.
And then
Unbelievable.
headlined by
Yeah.
this is
No.
Jesse,
Is this really happening?
the Body Ventura.
I can't believe this is happening, Monsoon.
This is unbelievable, dude.
This is fantastic. I can't.
Jason says Morocco's likely baked on that podcast.
I hope so. That would
So
explain
a good
lot.
part of this, guys, is Jesse's going to be singing with Wisteria Hall, and he's going to be singing The Body.
Barty,
Remember The Body?
you hearing this? Start
from
practicing.
Tuesday Night Titans, The Body.
Yeah.
I had forgotten about that.
Well, I forgot
video.
about it until you played it for me, and then I lost my shit. I was like, how the hell are we going to do this one? I'm like, yeah, ay. It's great.
Phil
song, though.
says, you guys are too much. We need to laugh. Jacob says, Don Morocco's unintelligibly these days. Too much.
I still find
too much of that weed, dude.
Yeah, I guess so.
Too much of that weed.
And that Hawaiian surfboard music.
You know what's annoying about that kid in England before we cut out?
What, everything?
He's got like this stupid heartbreak kid tattoo on his arm.
Does he really?
He's like, yeah, I'm gonna be like my hero Shawn Michaels. I'm gonna get my heartbreak kid tattoo.
What's he got on the other arm? Fresca?
I don't know. You can't really tell.
Fresca.
Fresca.
Well, if you can't have Pepsi on your arm.
Anyway, Daniel
God.
Stokes says, I hate Hannibal. You're not the only one.
Hannibal.
All right, anyway, want to thank you for joining us. Jeff, good job. Let's critique your work before we cut out.
Oh, come
what
on.
Did
you thought he was going to get away
what,
with the end
what
of the
did you
broadcast.
think you did well, and what did you think you failed miserably
Jeff, this is your chance to be gold, comedy gold. Go ahead, Jeff.
Well, I think I drove here well.
That's fantastic.
You
And I
made
think I
it here.
waited in the parking lot. I did set up the cameras along with
Jared.
Hey, Jared.
Hey, Jared!
He's only been working with Jared for 4 weeks. Now you know his name.
What's your
Know
name,
his
kid?
name. All I can say is Jared was in here helping me tonight. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
Because
we noticed.
I got
Thank you,
a
thank
few
you,
things
Jared.
I got.
But you know what? Overall, let me tell you something, guys. You did a good job. I'm very happy. A few things we got to work on. Jeff, what did you think of tonight's show? It doesn't matter what you think. Anyway, so
No, wait a minute. Now, wait a minute.
If you smell what
I will
the
say
Mike
this.
and the Pharaoh.
The content of this show is always the best.
Oh, thank you.
Whether I do a good job or not, you guys are superstars. Don't
Thank
forget
you, Jeff. I appreciate
wow,
that.
Jeff, that makes me hard to hate you, but it's still not going to work. All right. Anyway,
Well, I tried.
send us out.
You've been watching.
Thank you
Monte-
guys for joining us, by the way. Everybody, love you guys. We'll see you next Thursday.
Yeah, something like that. You've been watching Monte and the Pharaoh, and hopefully for Rumplik, there'll be something extra in his envelope next week for a great job next week. Until
Now
next
you're
week.
giving our money away.
What? I'm not giving anything
just
away.
said extra.
I said if
Now
he
he's
does
gonna be
well
expect
next
extra.
week. That's a big if.
Now I got to start paying Jared.
Oh, yeah. And Jared didn't
Garrett.
even... Is
Garrett,
it
Jared.
Garrett or
Garrett,
Jared?
Jared.
Can we get this right?
Jared.
It's Jared.
So now we got to start paying Jared now, too.
Really?
Yeah.
We just went to Jared.
You just fucking emptied the bank
Unbelievable.
account.
This is, I emptied it?
Monty's
That's
big
not
fat-
who did it. The
big
Boston,
fat
the empty Boston's bank
All right,
account.
get us out of here.
We're trying to get the hell out of here until next week's, folks. Later.